Hi everyone, welcome back. Got a book review for you this video. Hope you don't mind me doing a series of videos from my man cave, but with the car being out of action at the moment till I can get it fixed, or somebody can actually identify a problem to get it fixed, I'm doing a few videos out in the man cave. So I've got a book review for you on this occasion, and it is this one here, sent to me by my mate Tom QualityJackson. It's called Survive: The Disaster, Crisis and Emergency Handbook, authored by Jerry Ahern, contributed by his wife Sharon Ahern for the photographs. I won't give you a price on this because it was sent through to me as a gift. I'm sure you can look up the book itself and you know, decide whether you want to pay the money for it. Just read you a bit from the back. It says floods, hurricanes, blackouts, swine flu, terrorist attacks. It's all part of life in the 21st century. Paints a rosy picture, doesn't it? But you don't have to sit back and watch your family become just another disaster statistic. You can survive with Survive: The Disaster, Crisis and Emergency Handbook. Painting a rosy picture, and then obviously, you know, with this book you can solve all your problems. Well, you probably can't, but I think it does play a part in the gathering of knowledge on this subject. It was a good read. It is very US oriented, especially with the background of the author Jerry Ahern, being a contributing writer to various articles published in the Firearms Press. He's also well known as a novelist on apocalyptic and survivalist series that's got worldwide acclaim. Filled with practical tips on surviving short and long-term disruptions of family life, Survive: The Disaster, Crisis and Emergency Handbook offers real-world advice that can save your life and the lives of the ones you love. From choosing the right kind of food to stockpile, to specific recommendations about generators, vehicles and self-defense tools, you'll find everything you need to know in Survive: The Disaster, Crisis and Emergency Handbook. One of the things that really isn't an awful lot of use to me in this book is around the concealed carry, weapons, firearms of different types. It's got quite a fair amount of content on the subject in this book. If it's of interest to you, then great. It's not particularly of interest to me. I'm looking at other means to defend myself, other mechanisms to look after me and my family, and as most people will have access really only to sub 12 foot-pound air rifles in the UK, unless they've got you know, a firearms certificate and are allowed to keep additional caliber weapons and all that kind of thing. You know, there's a fair chunk in there that might not be any good to you. It is quite a US flavour. If you can get round that, then brilliant. It's got a couple of different angles that I particularly like. It's not just about stockpiling food. It's not just about gathering all the kit together and how to put a kit together. You know, there are situational pieces within this book that I really like the sound of, and it addresses the concept of really thinking about who, you know, in addition to the family skills that you might have spread amongst brothers, sisters, brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, so on and so forth, cousins, who in the wider community might you want to involve in a disaster planning situation. Who would you call on to be a part of your nucleus family, it refers to in here. I don't know whether that's just specifically to, you know, sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, so on and so forth. But who might you want to rely on for their skills, and what can you offer that wider community in return with your skills that are going to make you a worthwhile person to be involved in that community. But it also has those situational examples of what would you really be thinking if you were at work, for example, and something like an electrical blackout came along, which is the main thing that I think about more than anything. I mean, you know, pandemics I think are a possibility, especially with the way that the government organisations and pharmaceutical companies are messing around with viruses and all that kind of thing. But the main one really for me, the easiest way of disrupting, you know, it's in the common public domain of our lives, it is really to cause an electrical blackout. And that's the thing that I mainly plan for, or try to plan for. I mean, you know, I've got a long way with my journey yet, but this sort of thing I think gives me the thought process of what would I be looking for if I was on my way home. How would I be feeling? What would my considerations need to be? So on and so forth. I'm not going to give you a price on it. As I say, it was a gift, and I'm going to pass the gift of knowledge on to somebody else who I haven't sent anything just yet, and that's my mate Mike, Strat2206. He did mention in one of his recent videos that he was you know, looking at suggestions for prepping or getting involved in prepping, looking into it, that kind of thing. So Mike, I'm going to ping that across to you, mate. Look out for that in the post fairly soon. Sorry it's not come a bit sooner. Do a video on it, review, tell us what you think, how it might aid you in your preparations, and with that in mind, thank you very much for joining me for another video, and I'll see you in the next one.